So we're very blessed today to be at Ron and Kat's house to preview their wood making business. They live in the woods in Dawsonville, Georgia, and they live in this beautiful house, ranch house property. And we're about to meet Ron and Kat, the proud owners of this wood carving business. And it's going to be really exciting. And this is their gorgeous house.
I hope I remember all the lines.
K&R Studios. We're very excited today to be here at K&R Studios. K&R stands for Kat and Ron. Kat and Ron Studios. We're in the country, in the forest, in Dawsonville, Georgia, and we're here to meet this lovely couple and hear about their exciting business, which is a wood turning business. So Ron, tell us, how did you get started in this wood turning business and when?
Well, I originally started when I was in junior high school back in the 60s.
Wow.
Not the 1860s, the 1960s. And hadn't turned probably since the 70s. And Kat and I were at the Marble Festival in Tate in 2010.
Right.
And they were doing one of the wood turning clubs up in Jasper was doing a demonstration on wood turning. And Kat said, "Oh, I'd like to learn how to do that." And I said, "Well, I used to do that." And that was right about the time we were selling our house in Lake Arrowhead. And once we bought this home, we bought our first lathe. And we went down to Highland Hardware, and Kat took some lessons down there, and I went with her, just to refresh my knowledge of the business. And since then we've started, turning on a regular basis. We now have 3 lathes. We do all kinds of things with them. And we first started selling just to some friends and relatives and stuff like that. And then we started about 4 years ago. This will be our 4th year at the Big Canoe Legacy of Caring, which is at the Big Canoe Chapel up in the subdivision of Big Canoe up in the actually, it's in right on the edge of Dawson County and Pickens County.
Right.
But
And when is this festival again?
we got one coming up April 26th and 27th. That's a Friday and Saturday. It's open to the public. There's no charge admission to get in, but there'll be 30 or so vendors up there, and it's all handcrafted items. There's no store-bought stuff allowed in this show. But like I say, we've been turning regularly since 2010, and we've been very successful at the Big Canoe Show, and we do all kinds of different things.
Wonderful. Can you show us an item? Was it one over there?
Well, we got several to show you, John. This is a piece of pecan. This is what they call a hollow form, and it's because it's hollow, and
it's been stitched with butterflies, which is
it's a Hawaiian technique for filling it. This had a crack in it. I didn't want to sell this piece with the crack in it, so I put the butterflies in it, and I'm hoping that these will catch somebody's eye. But we find that the people want to buy stuff that's different.
Right.
That's not just you can buy a bowl at Kmart if you just want a bowl. We sell stuff that's a little different and more unique. All of our pieces are unique. There's not a matched piece in this whole house.
Right. And I love the gloss on it. How do you finish it with this gloss?
Well, some of these 2 pieces happen to be finished with lacquer, spray-on lacquer, and then they're buffed and waxed. Depending on the wood, I'll use. I have probably a shelf with probably 20 or 30 different finishes that I'll use. Wipe-on poly. I'll use polyurethane varnish. Sometimes I'll just, depending on the wood, I'll just buff the piece. because there's enough oils, natural oils in the wood that I don't have to put a finish on it. So it just, again, I let the wood talk to me. I don't draw anything out. I don't make special. I'll put the piece on the lathe and start turning it, and then I'll decide what I want it to be, or it'll just tell me what it wants to be.
Right. And the colors are just
all
gorgeous.
These two pieces that Kat picked up, that's all natural wood. There's no stain or anything on it. That's a piece of walnut. This was going to be a bowl, but I got started turning it and there was a big hole in it, so now it's a piece of art.
Yes.
Someone once said, if it don't hold soup, it's art. So
there's a piece of art right there.
So we try to make mostly art items.
Yeah.
I don't like doing a lot of utilitarian pieces simply because it's just not in my nature to, like I say, a bowl is a bowl. You want a bowl, go to Home Depot or Walmart and buy a bowl.
That's right.
For putting your cookies in.
That's right. And so you create these beautiful pieces in your shop in the backyard there.
Yeah.
Your studio. How long does it take to produce such a beautiful piece?
Well, a piece like this one here, John, will take, I can turn that in about 4 hours from scratch. And then to embellish it, put the butterflies in on the side over here where the crack was. That takes about another hour and a half, depending on how many of the butterflies I have to put in. Then takes a period of time to put 7 or 8 coats of spray varnish or lacquer on it. Some finishes take longer than others, but
it all depends.
And it depends on. We had a period earlier this year where I couldn't finish anything because it was just so damp outside.
Right.
And I can't varnish, or excuse me, I can't use lacquer when it's wet out because it'll turn white. And
the lines are just gorgeous.
well, that's natural to the wood. I didn't do anything to make those lines. That's in the wood.
And why do people like wood over other materials?
Well, I think it's because of the feel. A lot of people when they come into our booth, they say, and they think it's ceramic. And I says, no, everything is wood, even though, like I say, it's glossy. And when they pick it up and feel it, it's warm to the touch. You pick up a piece of ceramic or a piece of glassware, and although they're beautiful in their own right, they don't have the feel of a wood piece. Wood gives you a warm. You want to touch it. You want to hold it.
Right.
More so than to my mind, a glass or a ceramic piece.
Yes.
And like I say, these
like a warm, natural feel.
Exactly.
So if people were to come to the Big Canoe Festival, what are they looking to invest, or what's the price of one of your lovely art pieces?
We have stuff, John, that ranges anywhere from $25 for our about the only utilitarian thing we make are our ice cream scoops.
Right.
But we have everything from about $25 up to $500 and $600. So, and we've sold that whole range, range of prices up there have been sold at Big Canoe by us.
That's great. So we want to encourage all of you to come to this festival and check out Ron and Kat's masterpiece. Right now, we're going to venture out to the backyard to Ron's and Kat's studio to have a look at where he actually creates these pieces. So should we head on over there right now?
Yep, that sounds like a plan.
Okay. We're good. We're at 7 minutes.
It sounds like hours.
On the top? Okay. So Ron, we're in your studio here, K&R Studios, and we see all your tools and equipment. I'm sure it's quite an investment for this equipment.
Yeah, well, just the lathe, this particular lathe, when we bought it was around $3,500. One of the jokes in the wood turning business is they ought to give you the lathe, because by the time you make your investment in all the other tools and everything, the lathe should be free, because we've got way more than that tied up in tools. We've got well over 100 tools that we use, and I use almost every one of them. The thing is, every wood turner that I know, even the professionals, they're one tool away from being a great wood turner.
I'm sure that's not the case with you.
Well,
So let's show the audience all the tools that you've invested in. There's the wall of tools.
One wall of tools. There's tools on every wall. If I had 6 walls, I had 6 walls of tools.
Wow. Wow. This certainly is a hobby, not a cheap hobby. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, and I'm sure you spend hours here, and it's so peaceful and enjoyable for you.
Well, this air conditioner, we have heat and air, music. And what I'm going to show you today, John, is this is a piece of cherry that's been drying for about a year. I roughed it out on a bandsaw, and I'm going to turn a small bowl with a flat rim on it, and then Kat is going to embellish it with polymer clay. And we'll show you what the polymer clay looks like a little later on. So I'm going to put on my helmet so I won't be able to talk. Safety first when we're out here in the shop.
Okay.
Always wear my face mask. And this thing will be turning about 800 or 900 RPMs. And I don't want it flying off and hitting me or anyone else in the face.
Right. Okay.